What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from the Jersey Shore, and I am back with you today to give you my review of the 2006 film, All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. If you're already a subscriber to my channel, welcome back. It's good to see you again. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, do me a personal favor. Click that subscribe button now and get that out of the way. All the Boys Love Mandy Lane was written by Jacob Foreman, directed by Jonathan Levine, starring Amber Heard, Anson Mount, and Michael Welch. So our movie starts off with Mandy being invited to a party by some dude named Dylan. She says she'll go, but only if her friend Emmett can come with her. So cut scene and you wind up at the party. They're sitting at the party and Mandy and Dylan are sitting poolside. Mandy's still in all of her clothes. Dylan's in his bathing suit, and he comments to her that, it's a shame she didn't bring her bathing suit. And now he's trying to talk her out of her clothes and trying to get her to get in the pool in her underwear. He starts pulling at her dress, and Mandy's friend Emmett is on the other side of the pool, and he starts shooting Dylan in the face with a water gun. Dylan doesn't like this very much, and he jumps up, runs over to Emmett, punches him in the face, throws him in the pool, and starts to dunk him underwater. So Mandy is not a fan of this at all. She jumps up and she starts to yell at these two guys, and Emmett says, "It's all right, don't worry about it. He actually saved me. Everything's fine." Sure it is. So the next thing you know, Emmett is sitting on the roof with a bottle. There's the pool, then there's a concrete area, and then there's like a back roof over maybe like a screened in area. Dylan is sitting up there, or not, excuse me, he's not sitting, Emmett is sitting up there with a bottle of booze. Dylan then does come over to join him. He says, I come in peace. They sit down, they're talking, and Emmett actually says to him, "Why don't you jump into the pool, jump down there to Mandy and get her attention?" So Dylan, who, by the way, happens to be drunk as hell, stands up, yells down to Mandy, and then tries to dive in the pool from the roof. He doesn't make it. He hits his head and his body falls in the water, but you can see right away that his head has been busted open and that he has died. So now some time has passed by, and nobody is friends with Emmett anymore. Mandy finds out that another one of her friends, his name is Red, his father has a ranch, and they're all going to go out to a big party, and they're going to throw a party out at this ranch.
You're coming this weekend, right?
Right. Just coming to my ranch, dude.
So everybody makes their way to this ranch. So they get about a mile out from the ranch, and Mandy says that she'd like to walk. So she jumps out. She's preparing to make this walk by herself. And then another one of their friends, Bird, he jumps out and says that he's going to walk with Mandy. So they go ahead and they say that they're going to send a Jeep back to pick him up, or pick them up, I should say. So Mandy and Bird are walking along. Bird said he would like to hold her hand. He's not like the other guys. He holds her hand as they're walking. He then asks her if he can kiss her. So he kisses her on the cheek, and then he seems to be getting ready to pull her close to actually give her a real kiss. And just when he's getting ready to do that, the Jeep pulls up to pick them guys up. So everybody's at the ranch and they're partying. Everybody seems to be getting pretty drunk with the exception of Mandy. There's a character by the name of Jake. Somebody says something pretty insulting to Jake, and he gets pissed off and he gets up and he walks out. His girlfriend then jumps up and she goes after him. While she's out there, she's looking around, she can't find him. She wanders into a barn and there's Jake. So once she gets Jake in the barn and she talks to him a little bit, she then decides to do him a bit of a favor. So after he's done getting that favor, she says it's my turn, and he laughs her off, and he walks out of the barn. She's all pissed off because, he didn't return the favor, and he walks away. He's got the light, and he just leaves and leaves her in this barn. So eventually, somebody comes out of the darkness and attacks her. Her name, by the way, is Marilyn. So now Marilyn wakes up in this barn, and there's somebody standing over top of her with a shotgun in his hand. He leans down and he puts the shotgun right in her mouth. Eventually, Jake, highly intoxicated at this point, goes out looking for Marilyn. He jumps in a truck and goes driving around for her. He's got a spotlight, he can't find her. He's just driving, he's yelling, he is very drunk. He eventually comes up to a lake, and he sees the back of Marilyn. She's sitting at this lake. So he gets out of the Jeep, goes over to her, and he starts to talk to her. He's tapping her on the shoulder, and when she turns her head, blood just pours out of her mouth. He turns around, and he sees that there's somebody walking towards him, so he jumps in the lake and goes underwater. Obviously, he can't stay under there forever. When he pops up, the dude pulls out the shotgun and shoots him right in the head. So that leaves Mandy, Bird, Red, and some other blonde girl. I can't remember what her name is. They're sitting on the front porch. Red's playing guitar. They're just sitting there. They're drinking. They're talking, just chit-chatting. And they see a truck approaching. And, of course, they think that it's Jake inside of that truck. The truck pulls up. It's got its headlights on, so they can't see who is actually driving this truck. And the guy in the truck starts shooting fireworks at the front porch. She's shooting fireworks at him. So everybody scatters, but Bird decides to jump up and chase down the truck. He's running after the truck. He gets up to the window. He sees who it is in that truck, and he pulls him out, and they start to fight. Unfortunately for Bird, the guy who he pulled out of that truck has a knife on him. He takes that knife and he cuts him straight across his eye line. He cuts both sides of his head, both of his eyes, and his nose with this knife. So now Bird is defenseless, he's blind, and that's the end of him. So now left we have Mandy, we have Red, whose father owns the ranch, and we have the blonde girl. What is her name? That's it. I am not going to spoil any more of All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. This movie was all right. I mean, I've watched it a couple times. I liked it. I wasn't crazy about it. I would say it's your typical average run-of-the-mill horror movie. It's got a little bit of slasher element to it. It's actually got a little bit of a scream element to it. I mean, overall, it's a decent movie. It's just not a great movie. I mean, the story's all right. The acting was all fine. I don't think that there was anything wrong with any of the performances in this movie. It was directed well. It's just maybe it's just for me. It was not my type of movie. I think the movie was made very well. I just wasn't crazy about the story. The one thing that this movie definitely did have going for it was there's a pretty cool twist at the end that I think you're going to enjoy. All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. It was all right. You be the judge. Check it out. All right, folks, that's going to do it for my review of All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video, please do me a favor, click that subscribe button, ring that bell, join the Project Ellsworth family. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.